I used this comparison on this on this conversation on this podcast before. I'm just going to use it just to add some laughter to the conversation this morning. I compare AI to a family who owns a nice looking car. It's in the driveway, and you've got a 14-year-old teenager who's eager to drive it. And you give him the key, and he drives that car, and he wrecks the neighborhood. At this
Yep.
point, this is where we are with AI. I don't think, and the reason I say that, I'm a tech person by background. I told you that on the podcast. With I've done my career in the technology, then I moved on to the language industry. From what I know, and from what I've done research on, from what I work on every day, I still write my own programs. I feel like right now, when people say, oh, AI is hallucinating, technology is hallucinating, it's always an operator error. It's always how we're feeding the data in, and people are lazy. And that's another one I discovered throughout this entire process. When they are training a model, nobody is taking the time. What they're doing basically is they're grabbing the data and they're shoving it into an AI model. Well, hang on a second now. Some of that data, it doesn't work anymore. Some of that data expired. Some of the data is wrong, it's false. And you're feeding false information in a lot of cases to a model that you're going to rely on when there is a critical decision to be made, when a critical data to be announced. So just in case, for the lawyers out there, we take an entire library of your case laws and we feed it to AI. Well, some of those case laws probably you don't practice. Some of them don't exist anymore. Some of them laws have been passed since those case laws that makes those case laws null and void. How are you going to do that? AI is going to reply to whatever data you gave it.
Yep.
So
and who's fed it that data? Who's fed it
right.
that data of the old? I mean, who's gone and said this law of 2005 has been replaced by this law of 2020? If it's not a lawyer who's done that, the AI ain't going to know.
No. And this is where human are, in my opinion, are so eager to, automate and save cost and et cetera. I just got invited to a human AI conference working side by side in San Francisco. And I'll be attending that one at the Adobe head office in San Francisco coming up in April. And I can't wait to get there because the entire conversation I've been having on this channel is deploy technology sensitively, deploy technology ethically. Think about what you're doing in terms of where you want to deploy this technology. Very useful technology. No, don't get me wrong. But if we deploy it in a fast, speedy way, eager to get things done because the boss told me so, I think it's going to fail, and it will fail miserably.
Yeah.
I got PhD guests on this channel. I've got to get them back in again. Sidney Shapiro out of University of Alberta, University of Calgary. He teaches AI to postdoctoral candidates. And, it's pretty clear, it's all in the marketing. We called it intelligence. Sorry, get on a tired on this one, but it's such an interesting topic. People are calling it, it's not, it's data vectoring and data indexing. I specialize in data. So when you index a table, then you make it easy for creating a pattern recognition. That's what it is. It's indexing the data and pattern recognition. That's where we are right now. We're not at a point where we can take, let's say, a junior lawyer and say, we're going to replace you with AI now. That intellectual content that this individual hold in their brain, there is no way you can replace that. I'm sorry. No way.
I agree. And they've also got to have learned that intellectual content as well. And that's where the danger is at the moment, because they're learning from AI a lot. They're not learning from experienced people as much as they used to. So there is the danger. It's a real danger.